Giddy up like a spur, I feel like Tim Duncan, yeah. Shorty, she tweaking, she yelling and screaming. Let's skip all the fussing, yeah. Let's skip all the fussing, yeah. Chasing this demon, ballin' like Tatum.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of 94 Feet on the Harding Way. Today, topic is Russell Westbrook on death's door of his NBA career? Is father time catching him? Because talking about that Clippers game, y'all. 0 for 8, 0 for
Yeah.
3
What do
from
you have?
3,
2 points?
2 points off free throws.
I mean, like, this is not triple double Westbrook at all. And I'm not expecting him to be triple double Westbrook. But I mean, even last year, he was still getting a triple double with 11, 10, and 12 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was still hooping. I feel like with Westbrook, I feel like he just needs to find his position on that team. Honestly, I don't know what that position is. But I feel like he just needs to play that backup role. He needs to understand he's not the number one guy. I mean, there's too many people ahead of him on that team, and he has went through enough in his career that I feel like all the bad stuff that's going on now is just hindering his legacy. We can't knock the triple double Westbrook era. That was probably the best point guard that we've ever seen in history, if I'm being honest. He was a stat pattern, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we saw him, he was hooping. You can't say nothing about it. But until he finds his position on this team and the chemistry gets right, they're not going nowhere. Honestly, I don't think that they are making it past the second round if, and I'm saying if they even make the playoffs. And that's a strong take because the Nuggets that we're talking about, it's a very strong take. But you also got to look at the West. Oklahoma City, Minnesota, the Lakers, Warriors, Dallas. You know what I'm saying? The Suns, even though we've seen what they have done in the playoffs, but during the season, they're still not a bad team. KD hooping, Booker hooping, Jones on that team playing the one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it work. I feel like they can make a run for it, and they're going to get some people angry. I hope they play the Timberwolves again so we can really, you know what I'm saying, see that matchup because I love that. I think it will go 6 games, possibly 7, depending on what happens. But, I mean, even the Grizzlies coming back. I mean, like, you could even say the Clippers. They just whooped them. Not whooped them, but they just beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Kawhi does come back, I don't think he's coming back this season. Hopefully he makes a good recovery and he can come back and play to his full potential. But they're still going to be all right. James Harden is doing his thing over there. I see him catching a little groove, which is a little scary to me why Westbrook isn't, you know what I'm saying, hasn't found that since, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little scary. But, I mean, even the Pelicans and then your team, Light the Beam, we can't forget about them. If I'm being honest, like,
acknowledge my Kings, Light the
Beam.
So
it's a little sickening. Denver really could fall into a play-in team this year, and they could get booted out the playoffs before it even starts, which is sick. But I think they're going to either have to come together and really figure it out as that team because they don't have a bad roster. It's just they need to figure it out. That's what I think. And possibly they might have to hit the trade market and see what they can get out of that. Giving up Jamal Murray might really mess them up, though, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, I know that's a ruffling feathers kind of move. Like that's almost like blowing it up completely. And I think they would have to they would have to really fall apart during this season to really make a move like that. But in a sense, given the way that roster's built, like you said, there's not a whole bunch of people that you really can give up, and unless you're swapping one role player for another and hoping a different group of guys makes it any better. But
I mean, if I'm being honest, they might have to just go to the main Celtics and pick up Lonnie Walker. That might be a little bit better for them. You know what I'm saying? Someone else who, I mean, he can at least let it fly, not at an efficient rate. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be totally consistent, but it's better than what the hell they got going on right now.
You ain't kidding. But I will conclude with this, with my Russell Westbrook take. Isaac knows I've said this multiple times. the greatest season by a point guard we've ever witnessed is that MVP season. All you
Yeah, that's
unanimous
a
Curry
fact.
fans, come get me in the comments. I don't care. That is the greatest season by a point guard we've ever witnessed.
Yes.
All-time triple-double leader. The first ballot Hall of
Yes.
Famer. But I'll admit I am holding on to very few strings of hope if I sat here and honestly didn't say that I'm worried this really might be the end of Westbrook.
I mean, I feel like if he can't make it work on this team, what is he going to do? Because if you think about it, he played on OKC,
Houston.
Houston.
But after Houston, he really became a journeyman.
Yeah, like I mean, he was
Because it
getting
was
passed around like Ish Smith, which he doesn't deserve that. I mean, Ish
passed
Smith
around like a
almost
three-man weave. Because
no,
goodness
yeah. I was
gracious.
gonna say something else, but we're gonna keep it PG. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally was just getting passed around like he was playing catch.
Yo,
like
catch in the backyard. Because he went to Washington, it was LA. Where else he go? It was the Clippers.
the Clippers,
I know
and
technically he
then
was on the Jazz at some point.
which I don't even remember that for real,
Well, it
for
was
real.
the Jazz bought his contract and he went somewhere else. Like
No, like
now
that's
it's the
sick
Nuggets. Like it's been
for a
rough.
man to play at that level where he was that MVP season and what we were witnessing. For him to be getting passed around like this right now is sad. And I thought because, and like I said, this is only beginning of the season, so it could change, and hopefully it does for them.
I'm praying it
But
does.
with Denver, I actually was seeing a little bit of light for his career. Maybe they can make it to the finals and play against the Celtics, and at least he can say he been there again. I ain't gonna say they gonna win, but at least he can say he been there again. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been there since he was with KD,
Hmm.
which is kind of sad.
Yeah,
Very sad if I'm being honest. Um, yeah, it's sickening, and
very.
I'm praying for Westbrook right now. I mean, because they were doing the whole Westbrook thing and all that. I wasn't with that, but now it's like, what is he really doing?
No, literally.
Like, I mean, I saw him throw a pass, and this was just a highlight. They always show the bad stuff with him, I feel like. But I seen him throw a pass, and I was just like, bro, what was he looking at to throw the pass like that? Like, literally, what he looked like was a freshman kid stepping into a D1 college. Like, he was nervous. It didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing so antsy and, like, gets the ball and just throws it. Like, it used to work when he was in OKC and he was running stuff. He hasn't been running stuff since that season, basically. I mean, since he left OKC, he has not been running stuff. And I feel like we got to see him go down at OKC just a little bit. Everyone remembers the MVP season and the triple double year and all that. But he was going down a little bit. I feel like that's why he didn't go back.
Yeah.
So it's a little sick, but hopefully he can, because I mean in preseason I seen him hit a couple threes which look good, and then he's gonna throw it off the side of the backboard again. So it's like, bro, what are we doing? I mean, he wasn't throwing it off the side of the backboard in OKC, so it's like I understand his prime has passed, but like you're still
Golly.
playing basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you shooting at the same rim, so it might be time for him to call it quits. Sadly, I don't want him to, but it seems like he's coming on those years. And if he doesn't want to do that, take a step back. His knowledge for the game is still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his IQ maybe on the court isn't the same, but I know he knows what he's talking about when he's talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I don't know. It's a little sick to me to see this happen to him.
Yes.
I mean, because I thought it was gonna be a little worse for Chris Paul, if I'm being honest.
And we're gonna get into that later this week as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, because even he's hooping right now. He's having fun with Wemby. He's having a lot of fun with Wemby. It's like Lob City all over again with him over there. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm a little scared for Westbrook. I hope he can get it together. And I know it's not only him, but I feel like if he can get it together, that will actually bring a spark for that team at least.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what they need more than anything.
Genuinely, they need a spark, and Westbrook has to be that off the bench spark. Because
Yeah.
also his intensity, the way he plays, when he goes and has a dunk or he scores, I mean, it
Right.
gets people going, and he's supposed to
Yeah,
be that spark
definitely.
off the
I mean, I
bench.
feel that.
And genuinely, like you said, I'll admit I am not ready to let go of my childhood and see that man retire. It's bad enough we had to witness D Rose retire this summer. I can't have him go
Right.
too. Like,
But I
but
mean, it's the same thing with D Rose. D Rose knew getting tossed around,
yeah,
and it was like at that point, it was like, what else am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I made my mark, and his mark was huge.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a whole bunch of what ifs, that season alone,
right.
not even a season, just that stretch of when he came into the league until he got hurt and it really wasn't the same. Because I mean, even after he got injured the first time and he was out a year and then got injured
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
got
and he came
injured again.
back.
So it's like because I remember it was one knee and then it was the other knee the next year.
Yeah,
And then he did come back and hoop a little bit. That's when he had like the mini afro
yeah, because he
type
had
thing
that
going
shot
on.
against Cleveland in the playoffs.
Yes, he was still hooping. Obviously, it wasn't the same. He wasn't getting up like he used to, but he was still moving. He was still hooping. So it was like he made his mark, and Westbrook has made his mark, but now it's just like either be a Udonis Haslam on the end of a bench for the team and just be that voice, which I know he could do, or get it together, or he just gonna have to go take a seat and hit Cancun a couple times a year or something like that.
Mm.
Sad, but what else can we really say?
We can say that we've witnessed the rise and fall of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, literally.
Mm. But unlike Westbrook, we're only on the rise here on the Harding Way. If y'all like what you see, thank y'all for watching. That was mean. That was mean. That was mean.
Wow,
But if you
that was
like
a
what
crazy stray.
that was crazy. Hey, you gotta love a transition. But if you like what you see, feel free to hit those bells and wings and things down below. I'd like to say, anyway, like the Harding Way. Peace.